Ciao! Today we are diving into generative AI, the type of AI that creates things, text, images, even videos. You've seen it in action, AI that writes essays, chats like a pro, or generates jaw-dropping art. But how does it actually work? And why does it matter for customer service teams? By the end of this lesson, you will understand the basics of generative AI, concepts like context, training, models, prompts, tokens, and more. And you will see how these ideas come together to handle customer inquiries with speed, precision, and personality. Let's break it down. First, what is generative AI? Generative AI is like the genius teammate who can finish your sentences or even write them better than you. If a customer asks, how do I track my order? Generative AI might instantly suggest, here's how you can track your order step by step. It's smart, right? It works using transformer-based architectures like GPT. These models rely on a clever mechanism called attention to find relationship between words. And it's not just about the next word in a sentence. It can predict what comes next across long, very complex phrases. That what make it feel natural, almost human. Second, training, feeding the AI knowledge. Let's talk about training. This is where it all begins. Think of training like feeding the AI a giant buffet of knowledge. For customer service, that buffet might include knowledge-based articles, past customer conversations, product FAQs, even internal troubleshooting guides. Here's how it works. First, there is an unsupervised learning. The AI is exposed to a huge dataset and learns general language patterns. Then there is fine-tuning. This is where we teach the AI specific domain-related content, like your business data. Without proper training, the AI wouldn't know how to respond effectively. 3. Models. A model is basically the AI's brain. It's what stores all the patterns and knowledge from training. These models are built using neural network systems inspired by our human brain. Here's how they work. Data flows through layers of interconnected nodes. The nodes recognize patterns, and those patterns are used to generate accurate and coherent responses. So when a customer has a question, the model taps into the brain to deliver an answer. 4. Large language models, or LLMs. Now let's go bigger. Generative AI often relies on LLMs. These are like supercharged versions of a normal model. LLMs are trained on billions of data points. That makes them capable of handling complex questions, summarizing long text, and generating detailed human-like responses. Here's why they are so powerful. They use billions of parameters.
Billions?
The more parameters, the better they are at capturing nuance, tone, and intent. 5. Context. Now let's talk about context. The key to making AI's responses feel accurate and human. Context refers to the information the AI uses to generate its responses. It doesn't just look at one sentence. It considers the entire input or conversation within its entire context window. What's a context window then? It's the limit of how much information the AI can process at once. For example, GPT-4 can handle up 32,000 tokens. That's long enough for detailed conversation or documents. Here's how it works. The AI uses attention mechanisms to figure out what's most important in the input. It prioritizes certain words or phrases to keep the responses relevant. Let's do an example. If the customer says, I signed up last week, but I'm having trouble accessing premium features, without context, the AI might suggest, here's how to sign up. But with context, it understands the user already signed up and responds, I see you already signed up. Let me guide you through enabling premium features. See the difference? Now, prompts. A prompt is how you tell the AI what to do. For example, a customer might ask, how do I customize my account? But the AI doesn't magically know how to respond. It needs detailed instructions. Here's what a prompt would be to respond to the customer question. Find an answer to the following customer question using these tones, friendly and professional, and this level of formality. for example, casual or formal. And that's just the start. Behind the scenes, multiple prompts might work together to identify the customer intent, verify the response against the original question, perform sentiment analysis to match the customer mood, and even categorize the conversation for reporting or escalation. This process is called prompt engineering, and it's critical for high-quality responses. But here's the catch. Not all AI systems are created equal. Some rely on poorly designed prompts, which can lead to generic or irrelevant responses.
Yikes.
The quality of the outcome depends directly on how well the prompts are crafted. 7. Tokens. Let's break it down even further. Into tokens.
Token, please!
Generative AI processes text in small units called tokens. For example, in the sentence, how do I reset my password becomes individual parts like how do I reset my and password. Each token is processed sequentially, influencing the next. This allows the AI to generate text that flows logically and naturally. Now, what's temperature? Temperature controls how predictable or creative the AI responses are. A low temperature settings makes the AI cautious, great for accuracy. A high temperature, on the other hand, makes it more adventurous, great for brainstorming. This works by tweaking how likely the AI is to choose certain tokens. Now, what kind of temperature would you use to find an answer for service? Drum roll. Well, in customer service, low temperatures are perfect for clear, reliable answers. Because we need to consider hallucination. Let's talk about hallucination. No, not the tricky kind.
Wanna smoke weed?
This happens when AI gets overconfident and makes things up.
Air Canada says an AI chatbot has gone rogue.
For example, the AI might invent a feature your product doesn't actually have. This happens because the AI doesn't truly know things. It generates responses based on probabilities, not factual knowledge. What's the solution then? Careful training, validation, and monitoring to catch these errors before they frustrate customers. Generative AI isn't just a buzzword. It's transforming customer service by making interactions faster, smarter, and more human.